So I've just got my new Skunk2 Pro C coilovers in. Came in the mail this afternoon. They're neat. They're neat looking. They look well done. You know, they're definitely not any signs that they're cheap junk or anything. So I'm pretty happy with the perceived quality anyway. Obviously these are chamfered. There's a specific way they have to go on. You'll reuse some of your existing stuff. There's a couple of adjustments here on the front ones. This here, I'm not entirely sure what this adjusts, but it definitely adjusts the shock in relation to the angle of that it's going to sit up vertically. But I'm not sure if it's inboard, outboard. Could be toe. More than likely, it's actually some sort of master camber adjustment. There's nothing in the instructions about it, so I'll have to see once it gets on. But I have a feeling this is going to be inboard and this will be outboard. And by pushing this more inboard, you'll get more camber. Pushing it outboard, you'll get less. On the front, without having to take off your tie rod ends, which it came with, actually. It came with a set of tie rod ends right here. Actually, that wouldn't help at all. Not without taking the tie rod ends off, but without having to adjust your pinch bolts. Sorry, yeah, your pinch bolts for camber. And you can see this one's slotted and this one's more or less fixed. So you can actually, with the steering knuckle in here, you can adjust your camber here, especially if you have those thinner shaft camber adjustment bolts from Honda. Kind of nice. There's a damping adjustment right here on the top, easy to get to. There are actually 11 positions if you count. Spin all the way to the left. It says on the end there, soft and firm. So that's soft, full soft. So that's position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the last one's 11. Oh, actually, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. I have 2 more clicks on this one, which is odd. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So anyway, there are 11 clicks on the rear coilovers, and it looks like 13 on the front. Something they've done new with these, let me put the camera in here so you guys can have my hands free, is what they used to do was you had a set of lock rings on the end of the springs, and you would move the springs up and down, and that would move your shock, up and down in relation to your spring. So then when you loaded the spring up, it would basically adjust your ride height. What they've done now is you have this one ring here, which adjusts the spring preload, and then your ride height is adjusted down here by spinning this bottom, whatever you want to call it, bottom section. It'd be nice if this center section would spin, but it doesn't. The whole shock spins, so you really only have 2 choices. You either take the top, you unbolt, because this is going to be bolted into the car. You either unbolt it out the bottom and spin the whole shock, which is ridiculous, or you'll take the bolt out of the bottom here, break the shock free of where it mounts to, the knuckle, and spin it before putting it back in. The only problem I have with that is, in order to adjust the ride height, it's actually not easy on the front. On the front, to adjust the ride height, you're going to have to take the tie rod end out and both of your pinch bolts, which will mess up your alignment. So once you get your ride height set, you're pretty much set. Otherwise, you're going to be doing alignments every time that you try to realign your ride height, which you more or less would be doing anyway. So I guess it's not much loss. It's just having to take this out, which is a press fit. Once you get that in there, it's going to be pretty hard to get out. You're going to have a tool to push it out. Just doesn't seem that easy. It would have been nice if maybe this center part would rotate, and it doesn't look like it does, or at least not easily. So right now it looks like you're going to have to take this apart to do any sort of adjustments. So this whole bottom piece is going to have to come off. Your wheel speed sensor is going to have to come off, and all hang loose, and you have to disassemble all that stuff just just to get this to where you can adjust the height, which is frustrating because it's going to take me several attempts to get the right height, even preliminarily set. So I'm going to have to put it in, button all, I put the wheels on, set it down, see how it is, take the wheels off, pull it up, take the knuckle off, take tie rods out. So it's a bit of a pain, but maybe there's a trick, maybe there's something that'll save time, we'll see. But they look very nice, and I'm hoping they'll function very well. And of course they're adjustable, so I can put a decent amount of preload on here and run it kind of stiff the way I like, without having that affect how far it drops the vehicle. I have some exhaust clearance issues right now, so I'm hoping I can raise my vehicle up a little bit from where it's at now and still get the spring rates that I like. And of course I can adjust the damping rates to accommodate those spring rates based on the road surfaces that I see, which are mainly paved roads with fairly decent roads. So having them real stiff is not too bad, because I don't have real high speeds or anything like that on bad roads. So anyway, I'm gonna find a nice medium setting, and I'm not unhappy. I'll live with the limited height adjustment, and I still, once they're set on height, once I'm good with the ride height, I'm done. I can still adjust the spring preload without affecting it, and I should be able to change the damping rate pretty much on the fly, at the track, in the middle of the day, after whatever. So we'll see. We'll see once we get them on, how they behave, how they feel, and I've got high hopes.